Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. I'm sorry I'm a day late this week. I've been down with the flu. And I noticed there were some IT issues for some of you, things like that. So I think everything's been worked out now. So let's take a look at what's happening in week 5. Let's close up these other weeks. Everything should be done. And here we are, week 5. So you've got your start here information. We're moving on to chapter 4. So you can watch this short video about chapter 4 if you'd like the PowerPoints. If you're someone who likes to use those, they're there. And then when you're ready, don't forget, I'm not sure honestly if this online homework link is working, but you always can get to the ebook, your smart book, and your quizzes and homework, or the Learn Smart, through McGraw-Hill. This week we have a movie called An Inconvenient Truth. There was an issue with this earlier, guys, and it's been fixed. So this should link to the Dropbox location. Again, you have to click twice, and you should be able to get to it. Okay, back to where I was. Modules. All right. There's your Dropbox for the movie. A couple of things I'm noticing. Some of you guys are not getting full points, either for grammatical errors, not following the instructions, and the majority of points are lost because you're not doing one full page as required. And again, that does not include the title, as it says right here, your name, anything else. I'm looking at the body of the essay alone. You've got to type one full page. So in some instances, I even download them and delete your name and the title and see where it's at. So if I can still type sentences at the bottom of your page, you're not at the one full page and you're going to lose some points. So make sure you're following these instructions carefully. That also brings me to the lab. So several of you lost points this last week with the lab techniques lab, and that one was a little cumbersome. I'll admit there were a lot of instructions, a lot of things you had to do, but those instructions are step by step in the online hands-on learning portal. So you just have to make sure that you're paying attention to detail and doing what is required. So make sure you're doing that, following the instructions. If you have questions, you can ask, but it really walks you through everything. You just have to be reading and following those instructions. It gives you instructions for doing the lab, it gives you instructions for how to do calculations, but you have to work through the whole lab. Skipping around, you're going to lose some things and not have a clear understanding of what's going on. So make sure you're doing that. This week, let's take a look at what we're doing this week. Hang on, let me go to our lab. I should have had this open. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second here and we'll be in your class. So we're doing the energy content of fuels. Okay, let's see how long this is going to take us. The exploration, and again, you need to read and do all of this. That's when you're going to lose points if you're not following closely. So 30 minutes to read through the exploration, about an hour and a half for the actual experiment, and then 30 minutes to crunch the numbers, things like that. This is actually a pretty neat one. It's going to talk about energy. You're going to try different fuels. You're going to learn about combustion. Biofuels, maybe you know about them already, maybe you don't. You're going to learn about fossil fuels. It's a big problem that our world is facing. There's some interesting did you know facts. Anyways, you guys can work through all of this, and again, you need to, I'm just clicking through it, you need to rereading it, taking notes, come back to it if you need to, even when you're working things out. But don't forget that it's really, really important, and that's an easy way to lose points. And let me show you real quick here things you're going to need. Again, those aluminum pie pans, not too much that you probably don't already have, and then what you're pulling out of your kit. So you can watch again how to use your balance. Some of you guys had issues with your balances last week. Watch this video. Please, please watch the video. You're going to lose points if you tell me that something has a mass that's ridiculously high. That's just not possible. So make sure you're doing that. Here's a really important equation. It's the equation, how much energy does it take to transfer between substances, for instance, into water. It's equal to the change in temperature, the mass of water, and what's called the specific heat capacity. So this guy here, this CP, that's a constant. You're just going to use 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius. Calorie is a unit of energy. So this is how much energy it takes to raise 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius. So the more water you have, the higher the mass. the more you want to change its temperature, those things will have a compounding impact on how much energy it will take. Okay? And then again, you're going to go through, some of you struggled and I made notes on your last lab about calculating density. Read this. If you had that note on your lab last week, you need to practice how to do density. Again, density is mass in grams divided by a volume in milliliters. So you need to follow this closely. Your volume should be 10 milliliters. You're going to have to get the mass of it, and then calculate the density. And then you're going to create something similar to this. You got to take some pictures for me. Let's look at and talk about the pictures. So again, here's one other area I saw some of you lost some points. And in fact, going forward, I won't even accept it. You need to be following these instructions. You upload your PDF from the lab. Everybody's doing that pretty good. But then you upload with it. So there's only one. You only submit the assignment once. I'll show you that in a second. But your second document that you're going to upload is a picture. And both of these things have to be in the one picture. So your fuel setup from part 2, and then a sign with your name, date, and lab. You have to have this. This week, if you don't have this in one picture that includes all of it, it'll be kicked back and you're going to lose points because it'll be late then by the time you fix it. And then again, these 2 documents should be uploaded into the assignment once. So when you browse, I don't know, I'm just going to pick a document, upload it, you can click add another file and you're going to browse and pick, another file, whatever it is. Okay, so 2 files there. If you want to connect to Google Drive or Office 365 and pull them from there, that's fine. But you should be uploading 2 files in one submission. And then, once you have the second file, sorry, I deleted the one, click submit. All right. Otherwise, you guys, that is it. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you next week.